Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. I kind of just wanted to strike a pose first before we even got into the video of, like, if I was hanging out at a car show and I owned this ridiculously beautiful Mustang, I was just hanging out talking to people. How would I hang out at the show? Would I lean against it like this? Would I, maybe cross my arms, make my arms look bigger, like fake those out, because we all do that too, right? Just look at my stomach a little bit. Maybe I want to lean on it like this. How you doing? How you doing? Right? Am I right? I'm just trying to get you ready, because this is going to be in your garage. Somehow I'm getting this car in your garage. You're going to go, you know what, Tone? Thank you so much for doing that. All right? Anyway, 65 Mustang Fastback and loaded with features. Loaded with features. Typically these pony cars were designed to be inexpensive, all right, because they were, we're just kind of coming out of wars and styling and make them more affordable to people. And so on a car like this, you wouldn't have had a very expensive option like air conditioning, right? Air conditioning was super expensive back in the day. This car has it. The road wheels, the buckets in the console, and power steering, detailed engine compartment. It's just a really, really, really wonderful car. And one of the things I want so much for you to be able to do is, first off, if you want to go to a car show, go to a car show. If you just want to drive it to work on a Friday, even better, right? You say, well, isn't a car show better? No, a car show is not better. A car show is a lot of fun, right? But going to work on a Friday is therapy. You get in this car Friday morning, you wheel onto work, right? And your day is good. It's already good. And the reason why it's good is because you know the end of the day is coming. You're going to get in this car, you're going to call whoever it is, say, listen, I'm on my way, I'll see you in a little bit, and I'll be there when I be there. And you shut it down. You shut the phone off, man. No Twitter feed, no Facebook, no email, no text messages, no pager going off, even if they make pagers anymore. I don't even know. I'm now dating myself, of course, but you know what I'm saying. Disconnect and go for a drive, man. Change your life, especially in a car like this. Go out to dinner with another couple. Bring this car up to the valet. The valet for sure pushes that Porsche around the side and puts the Mustang out front. Stand there for a minute. Not everybody who comes out of the restaurant needs to know it's your car. You come out of the restaurant, people walk up and go, oh, look at that Mustang, man. I rode around with one of those in Jimmy back in the day, man. We had so much fun. It is a completely different experience to go out to dinner with the kids, another couple, whatever, in a car like this and have some really great fun. So I've rambled on about the future of owning this car without telling you about the car itself yet, so maybe I should probably get into that. All right, let's go on and we'll talk about that. So vintage burgundy, I love this color, and I'll tell you why, because it's not bright red. Bright red is a great looking car, but after a while you've seen enough bright red cars. This car stands out because it's a different color, all right? Then it has great paint. Like, look at this. Can you imagine pulling up at night and how you can read every detail, okay? Pull up at night and this thing is going to glow, all right? I just put a handprint on the hood. I apologize if you saw that. I will get that off, all right? This has the chrome road wheels on it. And then, so I look at a car sometimes I look at the tires first. And the reason I look at the tires first is because if this is my baby, I'm going to put the best tires I can on there. If it's a lease turn-in, I'm going to put in the cheapest tires I can. This has Michelin white wall tires. There is no more expensive tire than that tire. It gives you an idea of what the care of this car was and the restoration of it as well. The underneath is all detailed. Let's keep walking around, all right? The vent windows here, these are actually functional. Inside, there's two slots. You can see it through there. Colin can get a quick shot right here through the glass. This has the fold-down rear seat. So come on up here for a second. I want you to see some of those things. There's a slide for the vents there. Here's the fold-down rear seat, all right? And then we can turn this car from a four-seater into a two-seater if you want to, and it'll be really, really cool looking, all right? You got your call-outs around here, all right? I left this decal on here only because it made me really happy. I love the idea of going to Hilton Head in this car and like pulling up next to all these exotic, expensive cars. And this is the most popular car in the whole place. I'll take it off for you if you want me to, just let me know. But it was just a cool piece, and that's the only reason I didn't take it off, all right? Keep rolling around the side, all right? And so the top of the car is shiny, but how about the sides? See how you can read all the details of those words in the sides of the paint right there? You want to be able to do that. So if other people are showing you cars, which would surprise me that you're looking at other cars other than me, but let's just say that you decided to compare and see how really great this car was, they need to be doing that for you as well, all right? Okay, so we're just finishing up the restoration on this. I'll show you a couple things that are left to do, and you can also, while this is being done, you can also upgrade a couple things if you want to, which is always really fun to have a hand in getting your car ready. All right, so we peek under here. We got our GT fog lights in here, the tri-bar setup, all right? New radiator, new air conditioning compressor, power steering, detailed engine and engine compartment, right? We ran out of batteries and battery toppers for this car, so this will have the correct kind of auto light looking battery that goes there, and the decal was on back order. I apologize for that. I thought it was going to be put in. Maybe it's not on back order. Maybe somebody forgot, and they are going down. Anyway, this will have the last little touches under here, and I think when you go to a show or you want to show a friend or hang out in the garage or whatever, you'll see that those final details are done. I just want to point out another couple small things that may not seem like a big deal to you, but they lead to the other parts of a car that make it a much better car. For instance, like these fender bolts here, these are stainless. And they're stainless fender bolts. You say, well, Tone, I don't really understand. What is the big deal about stainless fender bolts? Well, the stainless fender bolts do this for you. They keep it from rusting, because when it rains or you wash the car, this is where water can get, and over time it gets rusty. But this has things like tower clamps to make it look original. These are original style clamps. They're like 10 times the price of a regular clamp. And although that's not super expensive, it's the detail part is what we're talking about, and that's why I want to make sure that the battery and battery topper get on there, because it looks really good when it's finalized. I checked the trunk, but I wanted you to hear something before I did it again. It was just so nice. All right, so not all trunks close like that. Okay, so details in here. The correct trunk mat, right? Spare tire cover, jack. We wrapped it like that so it wouldn't rattle at all or scratch anything. Everything's painted all underneath here. Look at the detail back here, if you could. That's the rear seat. That can also fold down or flip up, all right? If you need a little more storage, you can pass through that, all right? So very much like, let's say you want to take this skiing, all right? If you want to go skiing, you could take the skiing, right? Maybe you want to go to the Home Depot, get some 2x4s, right? That's what we did back in the day in the 60s, man. These weren't collector cars, so they had to be functional, and this is really functional. Some of the stories I had heard in the past, because I would not know any about this, but let's just say I heard this story. If you were in the back and people were in the front, and let's just say that you had some open beers, and let's say the Popo came, right? What you would do is you would flip up the flap, throw the beers in the trunk. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no beer in this car. I don't know how it got in the trunk. I don't know how it got in the trunk. Maybe my dad borrowed the car and he put his beer in the trunk, and that's probably what happened. I'll talk to him when I get home. That's a really good story. It almost sounded like I'd been there, done that. But I had not. Anyway, let's check out the inside. Okay, so this is what I love so much about these cars. Like, check this out. This is beautiful with the chrome trim here. Here's the vents we talked about, right, for letting in fresh air through the sides for people sitting in the back. And if you want to, you can leave it like that, and it's a two-seater, right? Looks really cool. Or if you have to take some people, you can just do that. And that seat is new. Seat covers, carpet, console, dash, headliner, visors, door panels, window cranks, all this stuff, new. And that's why getting a car like this, you know, you say, well, Tone, this car is a little more expensive than the other cars that are out there. You know what? I agree, it might be a little bit more expensive, but it does come with a 1-year warranty. Okay? No other classic car dealership in the world does that. And number two, all this stuff's done, man. You get in the car and you go. The last thing left to do, if you want to, is we could add a digital sound system right inside here for you, right? We'll hide it. We'll keep this original style AM radio in there, right? So it looks all cool, but then you can stream all the music if you want from your phone. This also has the rally pack. Look, even the clock works, man. You say, well, what's the big deal about the clock working? Are you kidding me? Clocks didn't work until modern cars today. Back then they worked for a year or two and that was it. This has an 8,000 RPM tach, full gauges, right? Air conditioning, console. That's what I mean when this car has so many options and it's so beautiful inside. And when you sit in here, man, look how roomy this car is. I'm 6'1". There's a lot of room in here in this spectacular, great looking wheel. Anyway, I get excited about it because amongst all the other cars you see here, this is a great looking car, but outside of here, it's even more spectacular out on the road. It looks so different than anything else that's out there. All right, so as we close up this spectacular looking Mustang Fastback, I want to run down just a couple quick things. First off, the vintage burgundy paint. Because a lot of people say, wow, that's a great looking car, but they don't really know why it's a great looking car. And the reason it's a great looking car is because it's a different looking car than every other car that's out there. Red is great looking, bright red is fabulous looking, but I love something that's a little bit different that shows up and you go, wow, that is super, super elegant. The road wheels in chrome are great looking. The GT fog lamps in there. the fact that it has air conditioning and power steering and a great interior inside the car for people so they can be comfortable. You can take another couple out in the car, take the kids out in the car, and have a different experience than you would in any other car. I love today's modern cars. I'm a huge fan of them. Matter of fact, they're the best driving, best cars ever built, right? But there's nothing like getting in something like a vintage car like this with a little bit of rumble in it, with a window crank that maybe one of your kids has never even seen. Okay, they get in that car and you guys go for a ride, you go get ice cream or go get dinner or whatever. It is a lot of fun. Anyway, call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about this 65 Fastback. You know, a great looking car is great, but a great looking car that doesn't sound great is not great. Did you get all that? Anyway, how about I just start it so you can hear it?